Right, hello. Okay, as Alan, I'm not going to do a big sales pitch. Yeah, I have a book out, Ireland's first gluten dairy free cookbook. Lots of good nutrition tips in the back. It's very, very easy to use. Miley Cyrus bought it, so I must be doing something right. So, what we're going to do, why I'm down here. Okay, Alan supplies my restaurants with fish. As far as I'm concerned, it's the finest fish shop in Ireland. I've dealt with a lot. I'm 23 years in this game. I've worked all over the country. I've worked in London. I've worked in France, and the quality of the produce that our local suppliers have is second to none. It really is. People always think about expense when it comes to small local suppliers. For me, yes, it might be a few cents more, but it's going to last longer, it's fresher, and you're going to get better nutritional value from the product. Okay, so I would strongly advise using your local Irish suppliers. Very important, and it's also keeping the economy going. Okay, the big super chains, they don't need your money as much as the small guy does. Okay, and that's why I'm here. I'm a restaurateur. I get no help from the government. I get no help from the banks, but all our small guys help each other. And that's why we're doing this. Okay, so to the cooking. It's a cold night out. Lovely fresh spring evening in Ireland. So we're going to start off, I'm going to make a rustic minestrone soup, seafood minestrone soup. Okay? Anyone who hasn't seen my style before, my style is fusion. Alright, so I'll fuse Korean, Italian, Mexican, all in one dish. Alright, it's getting the best nutritional values to you. And it's not a health freak cooking lesson, but it is very nutritional food, okay? So we're going to start off by doing a very, very simple dish. All my food is simple. Simplicity always works. Using fresh ingredients, keeping it small. We're starting a TV series in a couple of weeks' time, and I'll be going into people's houses and showing them how to cut down their shopping bill by about 20 to 30 euros a week from the waste food that they're throwing out. And I guarantee everyone in this room on a Friday morning or on a Sunday morning has a limp piece of celery in the bottom of their fridge drawer and a carrot that's about to bend over, okay? You don't need to have any of that. If you can plan your shopping in a week and plan out what you're going to cook, you can cook for 2 days a week and you have your foods done for the whole week. Okay? So we're just going to use some pasta here. This is like a shell pasta. So what this does, it soaks up. This will swell up. Okay? You can use any kind of shell pasta. You can farfalle, you can use rigatoni, anything you want for this soup. It's a real hearty rustic soup. Okay? Ideal for this time of year. So we're going to get our pasta on there, and we're going to start making the base of our soup here. Now, in this here, all I've been doing there is I have boiled salted water. Now we're going to add some flavours to the water. So pasta, traditional way of cooking pasta, all pasta. Boiling water, salt. What the salt does, it regulates the temperature of the water. Okay. Also season the pasta. It will bring your water up about 10 degrees. All right. It's even cooking. But now I like to add a few different flavours, okay? So we got a little bit turmeric. Now turmeric is a cancer fighter, okay? Just before I keep on going as well, we are making a DVD here tonight, so just make sure all your mobile phones are off, okay? Or on silent even. And the DVD will be for sale here in a few weeks' time, so don't worry about if you don't get all the recipes. What I wanted to get into your heads tonight is how simple it is to prepare the dishes and the quantities of food I put into dishes, okay? You don't need to put loads of one ingredient into any of these dishes, all right? So our pasta boiling, so I'll put in a tablespoon of turmeric in here, okay? I'm going to add a little pinch of fennel seeds in there, all right? And we're going to add a little bit of, this is Wicklow rapeseed oil, so we're going to add about 2 tablespoons in there as well, okay? That's going to take 8 to 10 minutes to cook. So while that's cooking, we'll start getting everything else ready. So, pot on. Okay, just pop that there for a second. Sorry, that might be hot on, I just don't want to burn that. Carrot. So we're going to use roughly 1.5 carrots, and we're just going to literally cut them straight down into strips like so. Now carrot, the smaller you cut it, any root veg, the smaller you cut them, the more flavour you get out of them. Carrot has a natural sweetener. Okay, so you've got a natural sweetness into the dish. So just put them into strips like so. Then cut them again. That's called julienne. Okay? dice them up like that. And that's called miracle, okay? And mind your fingers, especially if your knife is sharp, okay? Okay, literally 1.5 carrots is all I have here, okay? 2 sticks of celery. Now, quantities I have here, you have roughly enough for 4 to 6 people, okay? This soup can be frozen, so you can make it in advance. You can make the base in advance, okay? Obviously, don't freeze the pasta in it, but you can make this part of the soup in advance, okay? Right, so there's our carrot and our celery. We're going to use about 1 pepper. Mix it up. Don't be too fussy. Get that rusticness into it. Kids love this soup as well. Pull off the pan a little bit. Okay, so there's your pepper. Now we're going to add roughly 1 chilli into here. Leave the seeds in. Okay, there's different types of chilies, as you know. These chilies are not too hot at all. Then you have bird's eye, which are little tiny version, little teeny weeny tiny versions of these, and they're very, very hot. Okay, one of them would be equivalent to about 6 of these. All right, and then you have Scotch bonnets as well, which would be very, very hot chilies. These are not too bad at all. But what the great thing about this soup is it's going to give, for this time of year, colds, anything like that. The ingredients we're using in the soup are very, very good for you. Okay, fresh ginger. We're going to chop up about a tablespoon of fresh ginger. Once again, roughly chop. Don't be fussy. Okay. You can leave the skin on ginger if you like. I don't like, but you can. Chefs will argue, because they're a nice bunch of people. Okay, we're going to use some fresh lime in this as well. So now you see what we're adding in. We have Italian, and now we have a little bit of Mediterranean going in there as well, okay? Some diced tomato. Now, pan goes on, rapeseed oil goes in. I'm using rapeseed oil because it has a high burn content. I wouldn't use olive oil in this because olive oil will burn in a hot pan. And why I want to have a hot pan is because when I put these flavours into the pan, I want them to get the flavours straight into them. Get them sealing off, sweating off straight away. And the smells will start coming out, okay? So I'm going to add a bay leaf in there as well. You're going to start getting those smells. Chili, catch it. Now, some lime. So the juice of 1 lime goes in there. Drink of water. Okay, so you can see the lovely colours already. You've got those Mediterranean, those lovely fresh, vibrant colours, okay? A little bit of chopped tomato, and in the tomato I have a little bit of basil mixed through that as well. And a little bit of garlic, but we're going to add more garlic in this in a second. Thank you very much. Jesus, on TV they have all this laid out for you. Okay, now, so, lovely Mediterranean colours coming through here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of olives and the juice from the olives in there as well. We're going to add a little few sliced mushrooms. Okay, a little pinch of fennel seeds again, a little pinch of fresh dill, a little pinch of fresh parsley. And once again, because it's very good for cancer, we're going to add, especially in men, great for prostate cancer, a teaspoonful of turmeric and a teaspoonful of paprika. Okay, check our pasta. Pasta's just about there. Turn it on to a simmer. Okay, now we're going to add in here is 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. And we're going to add in about 2 cupfuls of chicken stock, okay? This is just, I'm not doing any chefy things here, this is just stock cubes. just bouillon, okay? Now, let that simmer. And you want to keep the vegetables in that a little bit al dente, okay? You want that little bit of bite, okay? It's nice when you're eating the soup. You're going to get to taste it, so you can tell me, but it is a nice little, when you're getting that little bit of al dente taste from the soup. Now, okay, get our fish. So you can put shellfish. Is there anybody allergic out here, anyone with dietary requirements? Deadly, okay. So, we'll put a little bit of salmon in. Should we use it? Just going to skin out. I'd say, on average, what you want for this is about 70 grams of each fish, okay? Entirely up to you, but about 70 grams of each fish. Okay, I'm going to use some tiger prawns in this rather than langoustine, okay, because they're cheaper, and we're going to chop them up and put it through it. Sorry. Now we'll get a rough price on the fish now in a second when I have it all on the board, okay? You don't have to add in all this fish that I'm adding in, okay? But it is nice. Little few mussels. And a little few clams, okay? A little bit of smoked fish. This is natural smoked cod. It's beautiful. Something alive down there. Now, once again, about 70 grams, roughly. But this served with some nice crispy bread. It's a brunch, you know. It's quite a lot. It's an alternative on a chowder, really. Beautiful fresh cod, okay. Quality good fish. No smell. All right. Beautiful shine. Beautiful texture, okay? Really, really good. Now, I would never use center cuts for this for soups or for chowder. I always use tail ends, okay? Now, how you put your fish in is very important, okay? So this is the fish we're going to use. Okay, once again, you have enough here for 4 to 6 people, maybe more. What would you reckon, Alan, there, roughly? Rough price.
€6 tops.
For all of that? For all of that? €6. Okay, and I can tell you what I've made so far here. I'm just going to turn my pasta off. What I have here in the pot, money-wise here, would easily be about maximum $3.50. Okay, so you're making a dish for less than tenner. All right?
Pat, I'm so surprised you didn't put any onions in.
No, no onions yet.
Yes.
I'm going to show you something we're going to do with bread just at the end. Okay? Now, and it's Keith. Now, okay, so it's on my cookbook if you buy it, yeah? €20, but I'm donating all my royalties to the Irish Cancer Society. It is the top selling cookbook in the country at the moment. Okay, so we're just going to cut our fish into strips. Okay, it's available on Eason's and on Amazon. And we're just going to cut them into little bite-sized pieces, okay? So there's one. There's two. Three. So there's your fish, that end of fish, your prawns. Get the most out of them, chop them up. Okay, so look at the beautiful colour of our soup, yeah? Okay? Really beautiful, fresh, vibrant colours, okay? Can't emphasise enough when you're making, even if it's a basic Napolitana sauce, this is the basis for that as well, okay? Just reduce it down more, add white wine, reduce it down more. And what you've got in as a flip, like, you can jar this, you can freeze this base, no problem whatsoever. It's going to be a hell of a lot better for you than any of the products that are on the market that are full of preservatives or or keepsafers, you know. Okay, so this is fresh garlic, which is basically this guy, peeled. I do in a food processor. I add a little bit of lemon juice and I add a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of parsley, okay? Very handy way of doing garlic because you can keep it in your fridge. You don't have to keep smelling up your board. Keep it covered in the fridge. You want a garlic bread, no problem. A little teaspoon more olive oil, add it to butter, whatever, okay? So I'm going to add in about roughly about half a clove in there of that, or a teaspoonful. That'll last in the fridge about a week. But once again, you can't freeze it. You can put it into if you want to, what you can do is you can put it into ice cube tray and freeze them with ice cubes, yeah? So we have a little taste. Just a bit of garlic, olive oil, bit of lemon juice and parsley. Okay, now, so first we put in here is our shellfish, all right? In the shell, all right? So there's your clams and your mussels in here, okay? Gonna let them slowly open before we add in the rest of our stuff. We have our pasta and our pasta water here, okay? And water. In you go. Thanks, be careful, it's hot. Okay, so we're going to pop this over here for a second. I'm just going to let those open up, let those shellfish open up, okay? Now, in another pan, or a wok as I have here, what we're going to do on a separate board is we have some bread here made for, this is made by, what is it, Killiski, is it? Artisan Breads? Yeah. And it's made by a girl called Alan Erst. Alan sells them in the shop. Every ingredient I'm using here tonight, by the way, Alan sells in this shop. Alright? This is a white soda bread with cheese, but basically what I want to show you, right, is that this one is just about out of date. So what I'm about to do is, this is ideal for your stale bread, your stale baguettes. Alright, we're going to make some little croutons with Parma ham to garnish the top of your soup. Alright? Okay, so there's our croutons done. Pan is on getting hot again. Once again, we're going to use our rapeseed oil. Bring the rapeseed oil around the edge. Get into the center. Okay. Get our Parma ham and rip it. Don't even bother chopping, just rip it. Once again, it's a really rustic soup. I use it more as a brunch. Great lunchtime soup. Okay, pop your Parma ham in there. We're going to crisp it up a little bit. The Parma ham will add a little bit of saltiness, just a little bit of flavour to it as well. And it's different, okay? Our soup is stir. Now our shellfish is just about there. So now we're going to add in our prawns. When you add in your prawns, just give it a little stir as well. Get the prawns mixed into the dish. Okay, we're only cooking now 9 minutes, alright? And we're nearly finished. Okay? So our prawns are in 30 seconds. After your prawns, add the rest of your fish. Because the prawns are a little bit thicker, they take about 30 seconds more to cook. Perfect. Mix that fish around once in that, and don't mix it again. That way your fish won't break up and people can identify the fish in the dish, okay? So our Parma ham now is starting to crisp up. And this really is what fusion is all about, okay? We have some Asian flavours in here. We have a lot of Italian fusion going on here. A lot of goodness, an awful lot of goodness. Very local, very, very local. You can leave out the bread, it's local, okay? So that's getting crispy. Now while that's getting crispy, we're going to add in a little bit of our garlic, but just the oil, more so than the garlic going in there, because the garlic would burn. Now we add in our croutons. And even what I'm doing here with the croutons and the Parma ham, okay, what that is, really, you know, you get summer's evening. Okay, you're out in a barbecue, do it inside. Get some nice sardines, some nice anchovies, whatever it is, on the barbecue. Nice little mackerel fillets. Make this salad, this on top. Oh, really, it's so simple. It's stupidly simple, but incredibly tasty. Yeah. So, a little bit of mange too here. Okay. Mange too, Rodney. Yeah. Down in. Okay. Now, you can use gluten-free bread, of course, as well. Just want to get those crispy. Make sure they're crispy. Okay. I'm just going to chop them up, slice them up, and they're going to be the garnish on top of that soup. So you've got that little bit of extra crunch. All right. Everyone with me so far, yeah? You're all very quiet. Okay. Strange for a room full of women. Okay, now. Okay, so back to our soup. Going to give it now. The colours in this. It's February. It's Valentine's Day on Friday. Okay. Colours in this alone are sexual. Okay. Even if your man is not. Okay. You're going to put this on a plate and you're going to go, oh my God, I'm in love. All right. So a little taste. So just at the end, I'm going to add a little bit of fresh dill, a little bit of fresh parsley. I'm going to turn that off. We're going to get a little bit of blue roll. I didn't say blue roll, I said blue roll. Okay? Kitchen paper, ladies. Kitchen paper. Okay? Onto your kitchen paper. Your beautiful croutons. Once again, even on a salad, they're beautiful, yeah? Okay? Our soup is ready. Our fish is cooked. It's taken us 12 and a half minutes. And you have a dish there for, you'd even use a main course, okay? I like it as a rustic soup, Italian soup. I'm going to show you now how I serve that, okay? How I would serve that in a restaurant setting would be like so. Clean bowl for a start. Pop up the bowl up there. Can you all see that, yeah? Okay. We're going to be using more of this later, but I'm going to show you, look. This is green peas, frozen green peas. Thrown into a blender, squeeze the lemon juice, a little bit of fresh dill, all right? What I do with that is I put a little bit on the side of the bowl like that, all right? Beetroot and seasoning beetroot. I love working with beetroot, okay? Natural flavors, once again, into a food processor, blend it. I actually pass it through a sieve as well, okay? A little bit squeeze the lemon juice as well. So you've got your nice colours there. My soup, my rustic Italian seafood soup. Okay, your beautiful croutons on top. All right, and then I finish that off in the restaurant around the edge with a little bit of Parmesan cheese and a little bit of pesto. I don't put cheese in my pesto, okay? I don't put nuts in my pesto. It's fresh basil, it's olive oil, it's lemon juice, and it's honey and garlic, okay? A little bit of pesto around the edge as well. And there you go, rustic, very rustic fish minestrone, seafood minestrone.